Hello and welcome. In this video we'll be taking a look at general purpose bombs, rockets and the onboard gun. So I have a Rafale Bravo set up here, and I have 3 Rockeyes with cluster bomb units, each one being a heat bomblet. Once this drops to a certain altitude, it will open up and disperse the bomblets over a widespread area, causing a hell of a lot of damage. Next up we've got a Lao 3 pod with Hydra with high explosive warheads, and then on the centre pylons here we've got 2 Mark 83s on a Mer 2 pod. Now my targets, down this end we've got a Zu-23s, one mounted on a truck, one mounted in a purpose-built area, and some infantry there, and that will be for the anti-personnel cluster bomblets that I'll be using out of the Rockeyes. In the middle here we have Smirch rocket launchers, which I'll be using the Mark 83s on, and then parked over here on the edge of the runway are 4 Mi-24s, and I'll be using the high explosive Hydras on those. So we'll jump into the cockpit now and we'll get the tutorial started. Okay, so the bombing range is just up ahead. We'll start off with the attack on the infantry using the anti-personnel weapons. Then, like I said, we'll move on to the Smirch rocket pods with the Mark 83s, and then we'll finish off with using the Hydra rockets on the Mi-24s. Now, to use these, obviously you need to be in the air-to-ground mode by pressing 7, and as you can see on the pylons that are shown on here, I've got the bomblets selected. Press again and we get the rockets, and get 2.75 up, and shows you the pylons they're on. Press weapon select again, and we've got B for bomb again, and this time on the centre pylon. Now the only difference being is that the Hydra rockets already have a max and minimum range markers on the side of your tape here, so these aren't using the constantly computed impact point computer to tell you where to fire. Basically you point this reticule, which is fixed in the middle of the screen, over the target, and once that arrow gets in between you squeeze off the rounds. You can either click the trigger and fire one shot at a time, or you can hold the trigger down totally and fire off the whole salvo, so you've got the choice of that. Now with the bomblets and the bombs, as I said, it uses the constantly computed impact point. What will happen is once you get into the dive, you place this reticule preferably underneath the target, so your target's here, because you want to drag the reticule to your target, not your target to your reticule. Otherwise you're going to get confused. So get your target here, try and keep the dive steady, and then the reticule steadily climb over the target. Once it's over the target, pull the trigger, bombs will be released, and then you're good to go. So yeah, it basically will compute when is a good time to actually release the weapon. So that we'll be using that for, well, I've got no choice, so that's the method of delivery, but that will be used for the bomblets with the anti-personnel weapon in, and the Mark 83s. So we've got the Rockeyes with the heat bomblets selected, so we'll make our way over to the bombing range, and we'll drop these. Come out of active pause. As you can see, I'm still getting a ping. If you've been watching my previous videos, getting a ping off the Charles de Gaulle, but I'm also going to be getting into range of the Zu-23s, so I'm going to need to look out for those. So if you zoom in slightly, you can see the airfield ahead of us here. That's the artillery that we're going to be going for. There's the Smirch, and behind these trees here you just about make out the Mi-24s. So we need to get over here, zoom out slightly, and get the reticule in line, because we're going to want to drop these very shortly. I want to get into a slight dive, and then the computer will switch on and the plumb line will appear any moment. There we go, and launch. Getting shot at. Let's get out of here. And we've got a hit. And as you can see, that devastates a wide area there. Might take a look at that in the video replay as well, just to show you how devastating that actually is. Okay, so we're now going to use the Mark 83s, and we already have a launch authority. And go. Okay, we've got a hit. Excellent. Right, and now the last but not least, the Hydras. I'm going to try and get the rockets on target by swinging this round. Okay, roll it out. And launch authority. And we've killed a couple of Mi-24s. Right, so I've reset the mission, and we are going after the air defence and infantry, which is just up in this part of the bombing range there. And what we're going to do is use the gun, or the onboard cannon, whatever you want to call it. Now, to get into that, we're going to need to press 7 to get into ground mode again, and then we need to get into weapons. You're going to need to bind this to your HOTAS, or you can press Charlie key. What happens is, if you press that button once, you go into gun mode here. You get your reticule, which doesn't move, your range here, your maximum, minimum, and that arrow will come down depending on how close this is to the ground. So if you pull up from the ground, the arrow is going to shoot up again. If you get down close to the ground, it's going to come down again. So yeah, it's good to have a steady dive when aiming this, and this is how much ammo you have in quarters. For some reason the Russians use quarters as their ammo count on the guns, as this is the Su-25T avionics. So yeah, that will go to 3 as in 3/4, then 2 as in half, and then 1 as 1/4, and then E for empty. So yeah, I'm gonna have to swing in. I'll make one pass over here, that's where I'm going. So to get out of that again, if you do have weapons still on your pylon, you won't be able to drop them in this mode, so you have to press cannon again, and that'll take you back to your pylon choices there. So I'm going to go back into gun, unpause, going to swing in a minute. Like I say, you want to keep a constant dive so that the range arrow is steady and not bouncing all over the place. So yeah, let's get this over the target. And the rounds do not all go off at once. They're intermittent, so you have to pull the trigger again to fire off another salvo of bullets. So just be wary of that one.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
There we go. And everything's destroyed. So we did well on that pass. We'll come out of gun mode. And there you go. So that's how you use your gun. I only use it as a last resort. But yeah, simple enough. Anyway, I hope that helps. If it made any sense of that. Thank you for watching. And all of you that have subscribed, I appreciate it. And as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.